Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 43 of the Pichu London Cup Series. Today we're at Pocono Raceway for the running of the Pocono Doubleheader weekend. First up it's the Pocono Organics 350 at Pocono Raceway. And then we'll follow it up with the Pocono Mountains 350 right here at the same track. It is a doubleheader weekend here at the Tricky Triangle. 2 races here today at Pocono. So the first race, the lineup was randomly determined as always in other races. So here's the lineup for race 1. Landon Smith Jr. is on the pole for today's race, and the 3 of Maxwell Smart will start on the outside. And row 2 as our winner last week from Nashville, Allison Ray took the win last night in the Ally 400 in the Ally machine, and she will be starting in row 2 in this first race at Pocono alongside Matt Gomes. Claire Richardson, Christian Vargas in row 3, and Wyatt Thomas and Isaiah Bernesh in row 4, and Billy Bishop and Quentin Moore start in row 5. And let's take a look at the rest of the drivers starting in today's race. In race 1, again, it was randomly determined in qualifying order. The second race, though, we will invert the field among the cars that stayed on the lead lap. Those that stayed on the lead lap in this race will be part of the invert for race number 2. So it's going to be a very fun weekend here at the Tricky Triangle. It'll be 2 races at Pocono. Once again, 2 winners at the Tricky Triangle. And it's sure going to be a lot of fun here today. So here we go, we're about to take the green flag in the first of 2 16-lap races around the triangle. We'll see if Landon Smith Jr. can take the win again. And here we go, green flag, race one is underway at the Pocono Raceway. And a great start. The 41 is off to a great start. We'll see if the 38 can take second away. Oh, they're bunched up. They're all bunched up. Oh, man, they are bunched up. Matt Gomes takes second spot from away, and he takes it. And Allison Rain is on the high line, and not doing pretty good, so not doing good as she might lose a few positions being stuck on the high line. And Landon Smith Jr. first lap goes to the 41, but here comes Matt Gomes. Will the 38 car take the lead? Oh, he's got no drafting help. He might be in trouble. Looks like 00 is trying to help out drafting on the 41. Is this going to be another battle? And the 41 blocks the 38. But 38's trying to fight back. Lap 2, here we go at Pocono. And the 38 is looking low, but he doesn't have the run yet. Can he get the run? Not quite there yet. Here comes Allison Rain. She's worked her way back up to the front. Now, Matt Gomes takes third spot. Steve Morgan in the battle, and Rain is stuck in the middle as Steve Morgan is trying to make a move for second place. A pretty fun race here today so far at Pocono. And now Steve Morgan has taken third away. And Landon Smith Jr. is down to second. And now the field is shuffling. This field is pulling back now. And fourth spot is now going to Isaiah Bernesh. And there you see Matt Gomes in the lead. He's trying to get that first win. He's been waiting such a long time to get that first victory at Pocono. And we'll see if he can finally achieve it here today. And Landon Smith Jr., he's going for his second win of the season. And that would make him almost a Sherlock into the playoffs. And we have a crash behind them on lap 5. We have a crash, a huge one. And that'll bring out the caution. They'll race back to the line. Looks like Steve Morgan's going to get one more go at for second place. Can he take second to the caution? And he's going to take second to the caution flag. And Steve Morgan in the second spot when the caution flew. What a move. He gave it his all. And now let's take a look at what happened that brought out the first caution of the race. Oh, Zach Fitzwater in the middle. Oh, Kyle Gordon. Oh boy, big crash. And there you see Zach Fitzwater. He makes contact with Kyle Gordon, and they go around in the middle and cause a crash, and that brings the first caution out of the race. And there you see all the drivers involved. 42 with a hard hit on the 4, and 47 also contact with Zach Fitzwater. And that brings out our first yellow of the first race at Pocono. And Kyle Gordon was also the one that got turned around. There you see he gets hit from behind by the 4 car, and there he goes around. He goes around and spins. The 20 is also hit too, as he is also spinning. The 20 spins as well. Maxwell Smart, I believe that's in the 20. And oh no way, the 51 just could not avoid the 20, and he is hit too. So that'll bring the caution out here at Pocono Raceway. First race of the doubleheader. And let's see who comes out. Let's see if there's any pit stops under caution. Oh, it looks like they might be going to pit stops under the caution flag, and they will be pitting under caution on the 5th lap, though, so I'm not sure if it's even going to last, if the fuel's going to hold up and last long, but we shall see. But Mateus Matt Gomes is going to be out first off pit road, and he will be the leader as we head to green. 8 laps to go. And 5 cars out of the race. Zach Fitzwater is done, as well as Casey Hoyt, Maxwell Smart, Kyle Gordon, and Nicky Maxwell. They have crashed out of race number 1, and we are back to the green flag here in this first race at Pocono. Oh boy, Niall O'Hare right in the middle, and suddenly he's in the top 5, and he wanted to make a move on the bottom. Nearly collides with Quinn Porter. And then 3 car, he tried to go on the bottom, and he's still in the middle of the 3-wide battle. Oh man, they're getting knocked around again. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun race to watch. Matt Gomes hangs on. Good start for the 38. Is he going to be able to hold on to the lead, though? He's got 7 to go. Here comes Landon Smith Jr. Can he get a run on the 38? There's Quinn Porter right behind, 3rd place. 23 cars also trying to make a move. And here comes Smith Jr. He takes it. Landon Smith Jr. in the lead again. And the 41 with a great run. He's got it. In the lead now is Landon Smith Jr. And here comes the 23 of Quinn Porter into 2nd place. And the caution is out with 6 laps to go. Wow. It's going to set up 1 or 2 more laps left. Boys, it's going to be a thriller. And let's take a look at what brought the caution out. Isaiah Bernesh, it looks like. Oh, Coda Butcher. Looks like he was in the middle of a bump and run with the 18 and then goes around. And the 6. Oh, and Allison Rain was hit. Oh, man. Allison Rain was hit by the 6 of Isaiah Bernesh. And there you see contact with Coda Butcher. And the cars involved. Allison Rain was hit. I think Wyatt Thomas might have also gotten hit. And that brought out the second caution. Oh, man. A tough break for the 48. And there you see the 52 Wyatt Thomas with some big damage as well. And not sure what the 48 is doing there, but Isaiah Bernesh brought out the second caution of the race. It's going to be down to a handful of laps left here at Pocono. It's going to come down to the wire. 2 laps to go. Oh man, it's going to be a 2-lap dash to the finish in this first race at Pocono. So we could still get an overtime finish, believe it or not. We're still under regulation. We're still in regulation, so the green flag will wave with 2 to go. A good start for the 41. Stay neutral, but look at Max. Look at the 3 car. And that is Maxwell Smart. Oh, Maxwell Smart was in the 3. Used to be in the 20. That was Alex Hawkins in the 20. So I apologize. Anyway, battle for the lead. Here we go. Landon Smith Jr. against Quinn Porter. Who's going to get it? Down the final lap as they come to the white flag. And the yellow is out before the white. It'll be an overtime finish at Pocono. And we had a crash with Billy Bishop and Stewie Moore. Oh, it's going to be another 2 laps here at Pocono Raceway for an overtime finish here in race number 1. Oh, this is going to be intense. Oh boy, we're going to have overtime again at Pocono as we have a crash behind them, Stewie Moore and Billy Bishop. Both went around, and here's what happened. And there you see, I'm not sure what was up with that 00 car. It looked like he slowed up in front of them for some reason. Think he had an issue or something? I'm not sure, but there was a crash behind them. All trying to avoid it. Stewie Moore was hit. There's Bishop. There is Albertson. Oh, 00 was caught up in the middle. Oh, I think something went wrong on the 00's car. He slows up and then he hits that wall. And he goes around. Oh, he hit the wall and something might have gone down. And he wrecks in front of the field. Handful of cars were involved. Oh boy, we're going to have overtime here in this first race at Pocono. What a way to start the week. The weekend here in Pocono. My goodness, the first race is going to come down to overtime. So it's just the beginning, folks, so stay tuned. Overtime is coming up next. Alrighty, guys, back to the green flag. 2 laps to go. An overtime finish coming up here at Pocono in race 1. And a great jump by Landon Smith Jr. He gets off to a great start. And a big crash behind as you see Forrest D. Mars and Isaiah Bernesh got together. Down to the final 2 laps. Final lap, I should say. I'm sorry. Final lap here at Pocono coming up. As Landon Smith Jr. goes for his 2nd win of the season. And here's Quinn Porter in 2nd. Can the 23 make it to the lead? Here we go. White flag. In race 1 with 1 to go. See if the 23 has anything left for the 41 car. It's been a battle with Landon Smith Jr. and Quinn Porter, but who's going to take this check? Who's going to take the checkers in race 1? Here they come into turn 2. There's Landon Smith Jr. He won earlier this season, and now he's looking for another win to lock himself in the playoffs, possibly. To the final turn. Here comes the 19. Gonna make a move on the 23, and that might be what he needed, what Landon Smith Jr. needed. And here he comes off the final corner, and Landon Smith Jr. is going to get his second win of the season in the first Pocono race. There they come, the other cars coming down as Landon Smith Jr. is going to get his second win of the season here at Pocono in the first race of the doubleheader at the Tricky Triangle. The 41, Landon Smith Jr. is your winner. So he adds another win in that 41 car. And guess what? He will probably now be locked into the playoffs with 2 wins this season. And only the third, I believe, to win 2 races in season 43. So Landon Smith Jr., another win for him in that 41 car. And stick around as race number 2 is coming up shortly here at Pocono. Alrighty guys, we are back at Pocono Raceway for the second 16-lap race here at the Tricky Triangle. Now I mentioned earlier that the field was going to be inverted for race number 2 by the finishing order of the lead lap cars. The last car that finished on the lead lap in race number 1 started on the pole in race number 2. However, we had overtime in race number 1, and before overtime, 11 cars wrecked out before overtime, and they came back to run the 2-lap overtime finish. So in order to provide a fair balance, I should say, the 11 cars that wrecked out before overtime, they started in the same positions they would have finished in if there wasn't any overtime. So 30th to 40th, the drivers that were 30th to 40th before overtime began, they will start in those positions. And the 2 drivers that wrecked during overtime, Forrest D. Mars and I believe Isaiah Bernash, those 2 cars will start 28th and 29th. So Bernash is 28th and Forrest D. Mars 29th. That way it would keep things at a fair level, and we would still invert the lead lap cars for race number 2. So with that, on the pole for this second race will be the 22 Owen Miles. On the front row is the 12 of Billy Bishop. In row 2 is Daniel Bouchard and Quentin Moore in the 34. In row 3 is Garrett Albertson and Juan Rodriguez. And Foster Henderson and John Andrews are in row 4. And Cassie Reynolds and Claire Richardson round out the top 10 here in the start of the second race. And the rest of the field down below, some have changed paint schemes from the last race, but all the drivers remain the same. And we're about to get underway in another 16-lap race here at Pocono. So now we have, I thought I mentioned right now that we now have 14 different winners this season. So that means that there's definitely not going to be enough room for every winner to make it into the playoffs. So it's going to come down to whoever has the most points among the drivers that have won this season. So a few races left in the regular season. We're underway again in race number 2 at Pocono. Oh, they're crashing already! A huge crash! On the first lap. Oh my gosh, they did not even enter turn 1 and they crashed on the first lap. Owen Miles leading the race on the first lap. And now Billy Bishop in second with his teammate. Oh, now they're making contact. Oh man. Daniel Bouchard second now in the 8. And Owen Miles is still in the lead. And we race back to the caution as Owen Miles will take the lead under yellow. And boy, was it what a start to race 2. My goodness, they wrecked already, not even entering the first corner. I'm not sure what was going on between these drivers, but Connor Breton made contact with the 3. And he goes around at the start of the race, and Sam and Ozcon also collected. He goes around. Matthew Buss around as well. And everybody goes around too. Quinn Porter and the 7 of David Aline all went around. They all spun. They all spun out. All crashed out. Oh my goodness. That was on the very first turn of the race. Turn of the track. Man, they started to wreck. And obviously these guys are not taking any chances. They're pitting again. They're trying to get that debris out. They're trying to get all the debris and pile up out. That was from the first lap. And you can still see a little bit of smoke from that caution, the last caution. Back to the green, and 4 cars already out of the race. Wow, what a thrill of a thriller of a start at Pocono. And there's going to be more races to come. Our next one's going to be at the road course at Road America, and that is going to be a fun one, a fun day at the road course racing at Road America. It's going to be fun. Here comes Daniel Bouchard to second place. He will take the second position away. The 8 car is in second. Here comes Alexander Rowe into the third spot. Trying to get third from Foster Henderson. And Claire Richardson also making her way up to the front as well. And again, as I mentioned, we now have 14 different winners, I should say. Yeah, it's 14 different winners this season. And if you're wondering, only Nathan Ormond, Cassie Reynolds, and Landon Smith Jr. have 2 wins, so that might have assured them of making into the playoffs, provided they stay on top of the top 30 until the start of the playoffs, I believe, even with the 2 race winners. That's a lot of safety there for 2 wins, and they're might be all but assured of being in the playoffs with 2 wins each. So will we have a 15th different winner this season, or will we have another one added to the list of the multi-race winners? Owen Miles, he's one of the drivers that have won a race this season. Miles, I believe, won at the road course in Daytona, and Daniel Bouchard has won a race at Dover. And the 37 of Alexander Rowe has a win as well, so the 37 is also trying to get his second win of the season. A lot of veterans all taking over the top 3. Here comes Bouchard. Bouchard's second is right behind him. Oh, bump and run. Can he get the lead? Bump and run. Here he comes. Daniel Bouchard to the lead as we reach the halfway point in the second race at Pocono. And the 22 is able to hold him off. Wow, what a run on the 22 car. Able to hold him off. But here comes the 8 again. Looks low. Doesn't have the draft, though. Doesn't have the run yet. Here we go. Back to the 8. Can he get it? And he's still trying to make it work. He's still trying to get there. But he's right behind him. And oh, look at 37 and 17 making their way to the front. 7 laps remaining at Pocono Raceway. We start to see the front runners from the first race in the top 10. Matt Gomes. I mean, he finished in the top 5 last race. He was still trying to get that first win. He's working his way back up in the front again. And now Foster Henderson trying to get third spot away. Can the 8 car get a run on this move? Not quite. Here comes a 38. That is Matt Gomes in the top 5. Can he get there? Here comes 1737. Here comes a 38 in the 5th spot. He's trying to get the 5th spot with 6 to go. And this race is not over yet. Daniel Bouchard is still looking to get a run on Owen Miles. Can he get it? Oh, he still looks low. Still can't quite get to Owen Miles. Can he get him in turn 2? Claire Richardson also trying to work her way up to the top 5. And here comes Matt Gomes on the bottom. And the 22 is able to hold on to the 8 for now. Just 5 laps to go in race number 2 in Pocono as Owen Miles is trying to win again here at the Tricky Triangle. Can Daniel Bouchard make a move here? He's been trying so hard to make that run work, and he seems he still can't find a way around. Here we go, the 4 laps to go at Pocono, and he's going on the bottom. Let's see if he can get the run on the bottom corner. Oh no, he's gonna pit. I thought he was gonna make a pass. He's coming down to pit road. They're gonna come down under this green flag run. Oh man, they pitted a little early on lap 2, so guess it wasn't enough for them to make it to the finish. So it might come down to pit strategy. Wow, what a turn, shocking turn of events with 4 to go. And they're not going to make it. They might not make it. Again, on fuel, they pitted early on lap 2. Well, probably just to get the debris out, but I guess they had to take another pit stop, and they're running out of gas. Is Owen Miles going to make it? Or is he going to have to pit on this lap? He's going down to pit road on this lap from the looks of it, coming to 3 to go, and they're going to pit. There they go, into pit road. Taking their stops. 4 to go. Looks like nobody is going to stay out of this one, so this race is going to be entirely decided on who gets the best strategy. And Owen Miles led that lap with 3 laps remaining. See if the pit stops will cycle in their favor. Let's see. Owen Miles on pit road. 52 is already out. Wyatt Thomas is already out at pit road. Handful of cars out. Matt Gomes is out. Here comes this cycle of drivers. Albertson is out. And here comes Miles. And Albertson actually is going to run side by side with the leaders. Here they come. And the 22 looks like he's out first. The 22 comes out first for now. Wow, now the 2 goes for the lead. Here comes Albertson. And they're going to battle side by side. 3 to go for the lead. Albertson's got the better run, and he's going to get by Owen Miles, his teammate. Oh man, it looks like teammates might be helping them out a little bit, as Albertson has not won this season. He's trying to win and get himself in the playoffs. 2 to go at Pocono. And Garrett Albertson in front. It could be a 1-2 finish for these 2 drivers for Team Penske if they can hold on. And now Alexander Rowe is going for 3rd place, but Garrett Albertson, wow, surprised everybody coming out of pit road with the lead. Can he hold on for a win? Can he get back to victory in the number 2? As we are heading to the white flag with 1 more lap to go. Will the 2 car hold on for the win? As we are heading to the white flag lap in race number 2 at Pocono. It could be car number 2 with the win. As we're finished this under regulation in green this time, white flag in the air. Oh, Alexander Rowe is catching up really quickly behind the 22. Is Owen Miles going to have a run on the final lap? Kyle Gordon, the top 5 as well. Here comes Miles. Can he lock himself in with another win as they come to turn 2? Here we go on the final lap. Miles trying to get that run. He's got him. And Miles takes the lead in turn 2. Into the final corner. And Albertson's slowing down. And now into third place, Kyle Gordon will take second, but Owen Miles is going to come off the final turn, and he's going to win for the second time in season 43 at Pocono. Owen Miles saves the best for last. He was able to make his last lap move count, and Owen Miles has won again. Owen Miles, the 4th two-time winner in season 43. Owen Miles does it again, his 2nd win of the season, and he does it in style. An amazing victory, and Garrett Albertson, he gave it all he had on that final lap. Man, he was close, but not quite there. Owen Miles, though, his 2nd win of the season, it comes at Pocono. So the multi-race winners have done it again, winning both races at Pocono. And Owen Miles, your winner in the 2nd race. What a race it was, with Landon Smith Jr. winning the 1st race. So we have more winners this season. 3, before this race we had only 2. Before this race we only had 2 drivers with 2 wins this season. And now after this weekend, we now have 4. As Owen Miles and Landon Smith Jr. both take the Pocono races. So an amazing way to mark the halfway point of the season, as Owen Miles takes the checkers here at Pocono in race number 2, with Landon Smith Jr. taking the win in race number 1. So hope you enjoyed our doubleheader at Pocono, and we will see you next weekend at Road America. It's back to the road course for these drivers, and we hope you enjoyed this race. And until then, we will see you next time.